And welcome everybody to another edition of the Hockey Night on Broad Flyers pregame show. Tonight, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the Detroit Red Wings as they meet for the first time this season. A pleasant good evening, everybody. I'm your host, James Scorza, with you, getting ready for this upcoming matchup. The Philadelphia Flyers coming into tonight as they come in, like always, coming out of Tuesday night's game against the Columbus Blue Jackets after avoiding a fourth straight loss and took a full 60 minutes to do so in this game on Tuesday night. And the next time the Flyers will be playing on the road will be on Saturday afternoon against Minnesota and against Detroit next Wednesday. And like we always do before we get into our spiel of the night and what the Flyers need to do, we always recap the previous game, and it was a good game inside Columbus, Ohio on that very night, on Tuesday night, between the Flyers and the Jackets. In the first period, as in just 5 minutes into the first period, the Flyers will get a shot by Tyson Forster. And getting the puck and digging away at the puck was Noah Cates, as Noah Cates will get credit for the first goal of the game, making it an early 1-0 Flyers lead. Later on in the first period, the Flyers will get credit for another goal. This time, it was the first of two goals on the night for Owen Tippett as he beat a Columbus netminder Elvis Merzlikins to give the Flyers a 2-0 lead after 20. To the second we go, the Flyers on the power play and getting a good opportunity on that Pico power play, and a wrist shot was in the hands of Travis Konecny, beating Merzlikins short side again and giving the Flyers a 3-0 lead. But later on in the second, Columbus will get a break here and will break the shutout as a goal by the one that we're keeping a close eye on, all on the power play for Columbus this season, was Zach Werenski, as he will get credit for the goal like they brought up in the broadcast, and will cut the lead to 2 for the Flyers at a 3-1 lead for the Orange and Black. As the second period coming to a close, and we're getting a response, was Travis Konecny again. This time, I meant to say one omission. I meant to say Travis Konecny with 2 goals on the night instead of Owen Tippett, who got credit for his 5th goal this season. And Travis Konecny getting his fair share once again, and always has his fair share with Columbus, and will get his 2nd goal of the game to make it a 3-goal cushion for the Flyers at 4-1 after 40 minutes to play. Inside the third period, before the beginning of the third period, the Flyers had an open response once again, and this time we'll get a goal from Morgan Frost. After Sunday night redeeming himself after coughing up the puck to give Utah the advantage and the win in South Philly, we'll get credit for this one that night, and we'll give the Flyers a 5-1 Flyers lead against Columbus later in. The Flyers had a 5-1 lead early on in the third period. Still inside the third period, the Columbus Blue Jackets will get 2 goals to just cut the lead to 2. They got one, and then they got another one to make it a 5-3 Flyers win, and that was all it took for the Flyers to win in this game, and that was all she wrote, as the Flyers took advantage of it and playing a full 60 minutes and will take it at Nationwide Arena this night at 5-3 at Columbus, Ohio. Setting the stage for this game tonight between the two clubs that are going, one side going in a positive direction and the other not looking very sharp on the night. As for the Flyers coming into the game, like I said, avoiding a 4-game losing streak tonight. Coming into play tonight as they are 5th in the Metropolitan Division and 9th in the conference, have looked very, very well, and looking like everyone is fully healthy again tonight, except a couple of defensemen and a forward tonight that is not playing for the Orange and Black, going on into the healthy scratches and the injury report tonight. I'll get to that shortly. But like I said, the Flyers are at 5th place right now and 9th in the conference, looking very well and looking like they're back at one point being fully healthy again for the Orange and Black. As for the Red Wings themselves, not looking good for them as well. The Red Wings are 6th in the Atlantic right now, 14th in the conference. After a very good season last year that almost got the Flyers in the postseason, but now a complete opposite effect for the Detroit Red Wings this year, as they are looking on the outside, looking in, and especially falling back way backwards, if you know what I mean. coming into this game tonight against the Flyers. All right, let's check out who is trending up and who is trending down on this night for the Flyers. Have I mentioned it's been the stellar performance of Owen Tippett as of lately, who has been a real key to success and a real factor. Only scoring 5 out of his last 5 games, scoring a goal in his 5 games, and also leading away was Travis Konechny leading away as well, getting off the schneid a couple nights ago, and had a little bit of a look. I think I saw this on NHL Network, but he plays very well against Columbus. But as for Owen Tippett on the night, he has had a big stellar performance along the way. Having 5 goals in his last 5 games is a big X factor in this game tonight going into this game, and for who's trending up. And also the presence of Matvei Michkov, the rookie, leading away with assists along the way and getting another assist on Tuesday night against the Blue Jackets. And for who's trending down, well, like I mentioned, it's the Detroit Red Wings, who last year could have helped the Flyers get into the postseason last season, but struggled immensely this year. Like I mentioned, 14th in the conference and have a huge hill to climb to stay in competition, let alone the Flyers and other teams alongside in the Metro and the Atlantic Division. So Patrick Kane still playing once again, but I think Patrick Kane not being a factor. Alex DeBrincat having himself a good season. Even Dylan Larkin, and even along the way, probably Seider, the defenseman. I cannot say his first name right. It's Mortez Seider. I don't know if he's in the lineup tonight. I'm not entirely sure. And also that they had Shane Gostisbehere in the offseason. They had Shane Gostisbehere last season, but he moved on to Carolina. So I think that's going to be a big X factor, not seeing the former Flyer score on his former team this coming night, as Gostisbehere basically tearing it up right now in Carolina. And I think that's going to be the one thing that's been a thorn in the side for the Detroit Red Wings, not seeing Gostisbehere on that power play tonight as we get closer and closer to puck drop. All right, let's check out our injuries and scratches for this game here tonight. For the injuries for the Flyers, it was the same as last couple games, as Nick Delorier is out once again tonight due to an upper body injury. He's been on IR. And Emil Andre, who left the game on Tuesday night after taking a hit against the Columbus Blue Jackets, he has been ruled out tonight, and I expect to see him going to miss a couple games now due to, I believe, an upper body injury as well. So, like I said, Emil Andre and Nick Delorier are both out tonight due to upper body injuries. All right, let's check out our starting goaltender matchup tonight for the Flyers. I'm surprised, actually, before I go any further, there's another injury that's happening right now. I saw this on the injury sheet, but I believe it's Ivan Fedotov injured once again. Unless he got sent back down to the minors, but it looks to me tonight, as we get closer and closer to puck drop, the starting goaltender matchup tonight for the Flyers, it is Alexei Kolosov back in goal once again after a disappointing outing on Saturday night against the Boston Bruins, having a 3-1 lead, and also got away from them, and the Bruins winning that game 4-3 up in Boston. So he gets to start tonight, who is also 3-5-1 on this season and has a goals against average of 3.29. And for Detroit, it is Cam Talbot, who is basically over 500, but 500 at best, if you know what I'm saying, who is 6-5-2 this season and has a goals against average. Has a goals against average of 2.95. All right, let's check out what's going to be the biggest predictions of the game tonight. And this one could be a very easier said-than-done matchup for the Orange and Black tonight. So I expect them to win once again tonight. As, like I said, Detroit, not the team that we always remember being that hardcore team back in the Stanley Cup Finals in '97, and also against Stanley Cups, and also the Sergei Fedorovs, Pavel Datsyuks, Henrik Zetterbergs, and so on and so forth. It's a little bit shocking to see Detroit struggle this much. But that's probably the price is, because you guys are playing. I mean, when they were in the Western Conference, they were a dynamite team. I mean, all those years beating Colorado in those conference finals, and even like a team, even losing to this. I mean, winning a Stanley Cup against teams like Carolina and along basically the Flyers, obviously, like I mentioned, at 97, and even like the Pittsburgh Penguins along the way in the late 2000s as well. But this is a different team right now for Detroit. I think it's on the outside looking in. So for me, I say tonight the Flyers will win tonight, but I would say it's another 60-minute effort by the Orange and Black tonight that will get the win here tonight. And I expect to see Owen Tippett to score a goal tonight in this matchup here tonight against the Red Wings, and maybe the presence of Travis Konechny and Matvei Michkov, like I mentioned, in my key matchups are going to be the biggest, or who's trending up, rather. That's going to be the biggest key tonight to get this victory for the Flyers here tonight in South Philly. So that is a wrap for the Hockey Night on Board Flyers pregame show. But remember to stay tuned after the game for the Third Line John postgame show on Stream Punk Entertainment with Pat Bernard immediately right after the game goes final. So I will be back again on Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon rather, as it's the second game of between the Flyers and Minnesota Wild. That will be a 2 o'clock puck drop. I will be here at 1:30 to recap all this game on Tuesday night, as the Flyers are going to try to win another game as they look to try to get closer and closer to a postseason push. I mean, I know it's a little early to say, but like winning games that really matter the most is a real tall task for the Orange and Black, and I expect the same here tonight. And I will be back at the postgame show on that very night as well for the Third Line John postgame show, and I believe that will be my colleague Joey Mark. So you'll see us on Hardcore Sports Network with the Breakfast with the Boys with the Pass and Nav sports show on that very important night, and also I will be back with the postgame. We'll be back for pregame and postgame on that very important afternoon of Saturday afternoon. But like I said, thanks again for joining me tonight, for all of us and all of you for who are joining us here on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube on Hardcore Sports Network and Stream Punk Entertainment. Until then, this has been the Hockey Night on Board Flyers pregame show, and I have been your host, James Scorza, here, saying thanks so much for watching, and until then, we will see you next time.